Hello friends, in this session we will be seeing something related to quality. So quality, if it comes to mind, what does this mean to you? Quality is expected when a system is in place or a process is in place. So quality is a must in today's life. Why? Because we expect quality because we pay for it. Likewise, in today's this session, we will be seeing a topic which is related to quality. Whenever we purchase a thing or product, we will see a trademark on it, trademark or a brand on it. Why we prefer these brand? These brands are preferred because they have assured quality. That is, quality assurance is in place. For example, if we purchase a water bottle, so what do we see on it? FSSAI standards we will be saying. So Food Safety and Standards Association of India. So this if assures that the quality which is there in the product or water bottle is of good quality. So we can buy it closing our eyes, right? So by closing our eyes we can easily purchase that product. Why? Because that system is in place in that particular company or organization wherein that particular bottle or water bottle is manufactured. Likewise, in hospitals we have quality assurance. Okay, so NABH. So NABH is a stands for National Accreditation Board for Hospitals and Healthcare Providers. So earlier we had fourth edition, now we have fifth edition. So in this session we will be seeing what are all the major changes which are made in NABH fifth edition. NABH is a constituent board of Quality Council of India, which is set up to establish and operate accreditation program for healthcare organizations in India. So it is linked with ISQA and ASQA internationally. NABH 5th edition standards are accredited by International Society for Quality in Healthcare External Evaluation Association, that is IEEA. So earlier we had 4th edition, now we have 5th edition. So let us see what are all the major changes which have been made in 5th edition. In 4th edition we had 10 chapters. Likewise in 5th edition we have now is 10 chapters. 4th edition we had 105 standards. 5th edition we have 100 standards. In 4th edition we had 683 objective elements and 651 objective elements in 5th edition. So these changes have been made according to needs of the patient or needs of the community or organization. So timely changes will be made according to the needs of the situation or the organizational needs or the patient benefits for patient benefits. So let us see what are all the chapter changes which are made. We have patient centered chapters and management centered chapters. Patient centered chapters remains the same, that is 5: access, assessment and continuity of care of patient, management of medication, patient rights and education, hospital infection control. These are patient centered chapters, wherein these chapters are for patient centered or better quality of care of patients. Next we have management centered chapters, that is 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So in 6th chapter we have a major change which is made, that is patient safety and quality improvement, that is PSQ has been added earlier, which was continuous quality improvement, that is CQI. Now we have patient safety and quality improvement, that is PSQ. Rest all remains same. 7th chapter, that is responsibilities of management. 8th chapter facility management system, HRM human resource management. 10th information management system. So only in 5th edition we have 6th chapter changed, that is PSQ has been added instead of CQI. So let us see what all major changes have been made in standards, that is patient centered standards. In 4th edition under AAC we had 14 standards and 96 objective elements. In 5th edition, we have 14 standards and 91 objective elements. That is 5 objective elements have been dropped off. Under COP, 22 standards were there and 151 objective elements were there in 4th edition. Now we have 20 standards and 142 objective elements. That is 2 standards have been dropped off in 5th edition and 9 objective elements have been dropped off. These changes are made according to the needs of the patient care or the organization. Management of medication. We had 13 standards and 76 objective elements in 4th edition, and in 5th edition we have now is 11 standards and 68 objective elements. Under PRE, we had 8 standards and 54 objective elements in 4th edition. Now in 5th edition we have 8 standards and 53 objective elements. In HIC, there were 9 standards and 54 objective elements in 4th edition. Now we have 8 standards and 51 objective elements. These are patient centered standards. Let us see what all the changes have been made in organization centered standards. Under chapter PSQ, we had 9 standards and 59 objective elements in 4th edition. Now in 5th edition we have 7 standards and 49 objective elements. In ROM we had 6 standards and 39 objective elements in 4th edition. Now we have 5 standards and 32 objective elements. In FMS we had 7 standards and 56 objective elements. Now in 5th edition we have 7 standards and 45 objective elements. That is 11 have been dropped off. Under HRM we had 10 standards and 53 objective elements. Now in 5th standard we have 13 standards and 76 objective elements. 23 objective elements have been added. In IMS we had 7 standards and 45 objective elements in 4th edition, and in 5th edition we have 7 standards and 44 objective elements. That is 1 have been dropped off. So in total we have 105 standards. We had 105 standards and 683 objective elements in 4th edition. In 5th edition we have now is 100 standards and 651 objective elements. So new thing has been added in the 5th edition of NABH, that is core, commitment, achievement, excellence categories. So core elements, there are at present 1 or 2 core category elements which are mandatorily assessed in each assessment. So under commitment category we have 459 objective elements which are assessed during final assessment, and in achievement category we have 60 objective elements which are assessed during surveillance assessment, and in excellence category we have 30 objective elements which are assessed during reassessment. So in total we have 651 objective elements. New thing has been brought up, as said, core, commitment, achievement and excellence. So why this change has been made? Why? Because this provides an organization to progress step by step towards mature quality system, and which helps in them or helps an organization in covering full accreditation cycle. So let us see in detail what exactly are the core elements and other elements as well. So first let us see what are core elements. Core elements, as we saw, there are 1 or 2 core elements which are mandatorily assessed in each assessment. So example for core objective elements are under AAC 2B we have a unique identification number is generated at the end of the registration. So as we all know that without a proper identification of the patient or unique number of the patient, a patient cannot progress forward in a quality hospital or wherein the system is in place, a hospital wherein system is in place. So initial assessment of patients, outpatients, daycare, inpatients and emergency is done. Okay, initial assessment, as we all know, without initial assessment we cannot proceed further. That is under chapter AAC 4A. Patients are reassessed at appropriate intervals to determine their response to treatment and to plan further treatment and discharge. For example, if a patient should be reassessed timely. Why? Because whenever patient is responded to the treatment, we can discharge the patient. If the patient is not responded to the treatment properly, we can plan for the further treatment. So these are examples for core elements. So now in commitment category, we have, as we saw, 459 commitment objective elements. So which are assessed during final assessment. Commitment examples for commitment objective elements are: the healthcare services being provided are defined and are in consonance with the needs of the community. This is under chapter AAC 1A. So whatever care is provided are defined. For example, if a hospital is of cardiac hospital, so only cardiac specialization or cardiac care services are provided in that particular hospital. No doubt first aid management is a must for all the hospitals, but in healthcare services which are provided by the particular hospital should be defined, okay, are in consonance with the needs of the community, and obviously it has to be needs with it has to depend on the needs of the community only. The organization's defined healthcare services are prominently displayed. So whatever services they are providing are displayed prominently. So that's why we saw a board what are all the care services which are provided in that particular hospital. If it is of onco specialization, only onco specialization services are provided. Patients are accepted. Third example we will be seeing, patients are accepted only if the organization can provide the required services. As I said, we took an example of cardiac and onco, where in cardiac specialization hospital only cardiac diseases are treated or patients are accepted, and in onco specialization only onco specialized or onco patients are accepted. So in achievement category we have 60 objective elements which are assessed during surveillance assessment. So examples for objective element achievement objective elements are: prevention of patient overcrowding is planned and crowd management measures are implemented. So wherever there is overcrowding, it has to be prevented and management and should be managed properly. So this is under care of patient 2B. Second example we can see, high risk medications are stored in areas of the organization where it is clinically necessary. For example, high risk medications like potassium, so KCl, which should be stored in a double locker. Okay, these are high risk medications which are stored in the organization where it is clinically necessary. So wherever it is necessary, it is usually placed in ICUs in general hospitals, and it is commonly used in onco specialized hospitals. Third example we can see for achievement objective element, that is PRE 3G. The patient and or family members are provided multidisciplinary counseling when appropriate. So patient and the family members are also included in providing or in deciding the care further treatment. Okay, they are also involved in planning the patient's care. Excellence. So excellence category which are assessed during reassessment, we have 30 objective elements, 30 excellence objective elements. So let us see the example. The clinicians adhere to current formulary. Whatever the formulary is there in the particular hospital, that is followed by all the clinicians. This is under chapter MOM 2D. So another example for excellence objective element, that is evaluation of training effectiveness, is done by the organization. So as we all know, whenever a training is been taken, the effectiveness of training is evaluated based on the report. That is, we have feedback forms wherein the feedback of that training is been taken. It is a must which falls under excellence objective element, that is HRM 4E. The organization confirms, let us see the third example. The organization confirms the defined time frame for the discharge and makes continual improvement. For example, if a patient gets admitted in a particular hospital for a particular disease, there has to be specified time frame for discharge. For example, there is as we all know, now we have packages wherein the patient is kept for a particular period of time. For example, say for example 7 days. For 7 days, a package is being taken care of, wherein a patient gets all the treatment, he is cured, and then he is sent to his home accurately on the 7th day. This is under chapter AAC 13F. So now we have scoring system. Previously in 4th edition we had 0, 5 and 10 scoring system. 0 stands for non-compliance, 5 stands for partial compliance, and 10 stood for full compliance. So this was the scoring system which was done there in 4th edition. Now in 5th edition scoring system we have 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So 1, there is no compliance, 2 for poor compliance, 3 we have partial compliance, 4 good compliance, 5 scoring is given for full compliance. Okay, so now no compliance, no system is in place. That means no system is in place and no implementation evidence is seen. That is less than 20% compliance. So non-compliance exists. Score of 2 is given for poor compliance. Elementary system which means that elementary system is in place. Some evidence is available. That is 21 to 40% is given. So NC still exists. So 3 score is given for partial compliance, wherein systems are partial in place, evidence towards implementation are little bit observed, that is 41 to 60%, but still NC exists. So 4 scoring is given for good compliance, wherein the systems are in place, evidence on working towards implementation. So the hospital or organization is working towards the implementation of the system which is in place. So score will be 61 to 80. So their NC could exist, non-compliance could exist. Score of 4 is given. So full compliance 5 score is given, which means systems are in place, implementation also is evident across the organization. That is 81 to 100% scoring is given. So no non-compliance exists. So this is the only scoring system which is changed in the 5th edition. Previously we had 0, 5, 10. Now we have 1 to 5 scoring system. So what are all the criteria for final assessment? An overall compliance rate of at least 80% should be mandatorily there. So 80% of compliance rate should be mandatory for final assessment. So following criteria must be fulfilled for final assessment. So as we all saw, there were standards, objective elements, core objective elements, all the things we saw. So following criteria must be fulfilled for final assessment. So all core objective elements score must not be less than 4. So it means for each core objective element, score should not be less than 4 in a scoring system. No individual standard should have more than one objective element scored less as 2 or less. So in individual standards, it should not be scored 2 or less. Average score for individual standards must not be less than 4. So average score for individual standard, if we take for individual standard, it should not be less than 4. So average score for individual chapter wise if we take, it should not be less than 4. Again we can see it should not be less than 4 for individual chapter. So every objective element with a score of 3 or below should have an accepted action plan with timelines for the same. For example, if there is a score of 3 or below for an objective element, there should be an action plan with a particular time frame within which that action plan should be taken care of. So these are the criteria for final assessment. So this is the scoring system, or this is the criteria for final assessment. So concluding this topic or summarizing this topic, so emphasis should be on implementation of objective elements and making standard operating procedures, that is SOPs, and bringing system in place. So all the hospital or the hospital which is planning or planning to undergo NABH accreditation, so there should be implementation of all the objective elements and making standard SOPs and bringing them in place. Okay, bringing system in place. So new things in 5th edition, summarizing this, we saw new thing is been added: core category, commitment category, achievement category and excellence category levels, wherein each has core category objective elements, commitment category objective elements, achievement category objective elements and excellence category objective elements. So new scoring system has been added, that is 1 to 5, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And change in chapter 6, that is CQ is being added to PSQ. Okay, in 6th chapter CQI is being added and PSQ to PSQ. Accreditation validity is increased from 3 years to 4 years. Earlier it was 3 years for accreditation validity. Now it is 4 years. If you have any doubt, you can please put in your query. Thank you.